Oh, hello there. Just a little warning, I'm sick, so if I sound weird, that's why. So I was just looking around for some games to show off to you fine folk, and came across a few browser games. And I wasted a little time with all of them. A lot of time, in total. I didn't think they were really worth individual intro videos, like I've been doing, so I'm gonna jumble all of them into one video. I think there's a use for something like this. These games don't generally match quality of paid games or even downloadable free games, but there are plenty of situations I've found myself in where a browser is all I have access to. If anybody likes the idea, I might make it a weekly thing. The first little thing is a little game that goes by the name of Viking. It's a platforming game. Gameplay is mainly jumping, a lot of floating around, and occasionally throwing an axe. This isn't a work of genius by any stretch of the imagination. The levels are long enough to just get a little repetitive after a while, and whilst they're actually fine to complete once, it doesn't leave you feeling compelled to play them again to get a higher score, which is seemingly the goal. Either way, it's a neat little thing that I can probably at least waste 5 minutes on. Well, honestly, I don't really know how great it is, but I spent way too much time playing this thing, and had to put it on here just to justify that. Still, it might be a little fun for you. Next up is one you've probably already heard of, but I thought I'd mention it anyway because it's the talk of the town when it comes to browser games this week. From the makers of CLOP comes a new running game called CLOP. The game actually has really similar controls to its predecessor, but in this case, you're controlling a unicorn. The game has more obstacles than the previous one. There's all kinds of rocks scattered along the landscape. But what hurts more than anything is just the fact that you're constantly going uphill. Play this game if you want a challenge, or tell your friends to play the game if you want to piss them off. Very useful for things like that. Oh, and I must say, the lame horse mode is the best of choices they could have made for this thing. You know, I particularly did not want to make an entire video for this game because, well, everyone's doing it, and I don't want to be that guy. But I still thought it was worth mentioning it, as overall it's a good experience for sure. The third game seems to be available exclusively on the Chrome web store, from what I can tell, but I believe that still counts as a web game. Neoteria is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. You move your ship with your mouse, you click to shoot. The game is pretty difficult from my perspective. It may be less so for veterans of the genre, but I am dying a lot throughout the game. I do have to mention that there is currently no option for autofire, so you'll probably enjoy it if you don't mind having a sore clicking finger. That's a biggie. There are unlockable characters available to you if you like that kind of thing, and you can upgrade your weapons simply by collecting enough crystals. It will automatically upgrade. You'll get different kinds of weapons. These crystals are lost when you die. I'd say give this one a little try if you like the genre for sure. You'll probably enjoy it. Of the 4 games looked at today, this was definitely my favorite, and the one I spent the most time on. Finally, for some diversity, let's end with a puzzle game. Well, it's not a pure puzzle game, there's some reasonable action involved, but the majority of it is puzzles, figuring out the way through a level. The premise is that all these red blocks love you and want to hug you to death. That's it. They don't actually kill you when they touch you or anything, but they will most definitely trap you and make you restart the level. I'll mention that the background footage here is edited down from a million years of me struggling through the thing. Honestly, I didn't love it as much as it loved me, but that's more of a genre thing than anything. The game makes use of just running around these things that are trying to chase you, as well as a certain amount of bombs that will freeze them for a few seconds. It makes for some pretty interesting gameplay, and as a short action puzzle game, it's definitely solid. So, like the last game, you should check it out if you're a fan of the puzzle kind of genre. I'm not particularly, but I like to offer something for everyone. And that's all I have for now, guys. So I'm really curious to whether you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, so please let me know in the comments. Please subscribe if you want to see more regular gaming content, and thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.